I know it's weird to see me here like this, but I felt the need to add this in. This video is normally what we learned this week, but today is what we learned last week because the video we recorded last week is not getting posted till this week. If that makes sense, then I'm happy for you. Life's been kicking my ass a little bit, so it's on me that this video did not get uploaded, but I am here for you now. So, to the What We Learned This Week video.
Hello, good people. Welcome to What We Learned This Week. This is the video where Jacob and I tell you what we learned this week. Stuff from the comic book industry, whether that be about characters, whether that be about writers, illustrators, anything of the sort. It's usually pretty fun because we don't tell each other what we're going to reveal. So this is the first time we're hearing the other person's what we learned this week. So with that, Jacob, why don't you tell everybody what you learned this week?
So, hometown is Portland, Oregon, and I'm learning more and more how it's like a comic book hub. So, I liked Invaderzim as a character, the cartoon, and then also comics from Nickelodeon and Jonan Vasquez.
That's
The
what I
comic-
remember.
Yeah, the comics, the Invaderzim comics were published by a company called Onipress, and it's headquartered in Portland. Did not know that.
Really?
Yep.
What?
So, I knew, Image Comics, Dark Horse, now Oni, and so
Damn.
I'm more and more appreciative of.
I'm
like,
wondering why. What do you think the reason is? There's so many comic book publishers are out here. That's so interesting.
Yeah, we should do like maybe an extended what we learned to see the history
Yeah.
of the comic book industry.
Make a
from
whole video about
Portland. Yeah. But they formed in 1997, and then in 2019 they merged with a company called Lion Forge Comics. They were out of St. Louis, Missouri, and then they were kind of owned subsidiary, so to speak, of Polarity. But they have offices still in Portland. So, Portland is a good
That's
spot.
very cool.
Yeah.
That's very, very cool. Yeah. Okay. What I've learned this week is not as informative as yours. I just was like, oh shit. It was my reaction. Excuse me. I found out this week that on May 20th of this year of our Lord 2026, Absolute Green Arrow issue number 1 will be releasing.
Okay.
I am for it. For all of you who don't know, Green Arrow is like one of my top 5 favorite superheroes. Why would you know that? You don't know me. Green Arrow is one of my top 5 favorite superheroes, right? From the Green Arrow show, which I know it was corny, I understand, but you got to understand it was era appropriate, okay? And it worked at the time. I got an original Green Arrow issue number 1 over here. I love Green Arrow. I dig Green Arrow a lot. So for me to hear that he's got an Absolute series coming out is awesome. But I'm also wondering because, and I don't think, maybe we talked about this, Jacob, but Absolute Evil, it was like a 3 or 4 like miniseries in the Absolute universe where it showed all of the Absolute villains, like Absolute Ra's al Ghul, Absolute Brainiac, Absolute, I'm blanking on the others, but basically all the Absolute Lex Luthor, Absolute Joker, I believe.
Okay. Yeah.
Basically all the superheroes villains, right? And in that the first issue, I believe, they were trying to convince somebody to join or something or the other. And to convince that person, they killed the superhero that was, investigating their shit. And literally, again, I forget who it was specifically. I will put it up here, but opens the door, walks into the room, and just puts down Oliver Queen's dead body on the table because he killed him when he was trying to do investigations. So what I'm thinking is, who the hell is going to be Green Arrow? Because Oliver Queen is dead in the Absolute universe. Maybe they bring him back to life. I'm not sure. Maybe it's a prequel, which I think would kind of suck, honestly. But I'm curious to see what happens because he's dead. So when I heard that and saw that, I was like, oh, shit.
Is there any, so I'm learning this as well in real time. Is there preview, like first couple of pages available online, or is it just the announcement?
I didn't actually look specifically. There's some images, like,
Okay.
I'll put them up. And you know what? Maybe we can review that just because it's
We'll
just so
we'll
cool.
put it on our rotation for sure.
Yeah, let's do that. Absolutely. Cool. All right, Jacob, you got anything else before we get out of here?
No, that's it.
Cool. Thank you for being here with us and what we learned this week. Like, comment what you learned this week. If you learned anything cool about comic books, let us learn some things with you while you learn some things with us.
Yeah.
All right. You guys have a good day.
All right.